I'm going to show you how to make 20% whole wheat sourdough bread. It is super easy, pretty much same thing as a regular artisan recipe, but there's a couple of little things to note about whole wheat. It does ferment a little bit faster, so some of your timelines will be speedier than you might expect. But overall, I can't wait to dig into this, so I gotta go. See you on the other side. I love an artisan loaf with a little bit of whole wheat. To make this, it's so easy. 350 grams of water, 120 grams of active sourdough starter. Mix that together until everything gets nice and frothy and combined. Add 400 grams of your favorite bread flour. I'm loving Central Milling's High Mountain flour currently, but any bread flour is fine. And 100 grams of whole wheat flour, 10 grams of sea salt, and we're gonna mix that together with our Danish dough whisk. By the way, this is your opportunity to experiment with new flour types. If there is like a local grain mill or you're freshly milling your own flour, adding in just 20% is not going to make or break your loaf. It's just going to give you the lovely flavor and complexity of that specific grain you're using. So get funky, put something new in there. I don't love using whole wheat off of the shelf from the store because it tends to lack flavor. Whole wheat gets rancid more quickly. So this is your chance to use something fun and interesting. After about an hour, I come back and will strengthen the dough. Here I'm doing some slap and folds. You can slap, stretch, and fold, but just be careful not to tear the surface when you're stretching it. And we'll give it a rest, come back in 30 minutes. With wet hands, we'll do a round of stretch and folds. Again, just strengthening the dough, giving it good structure. And after this round of stretch and folds, we're gonna cover it, let it rest again for half an hour, and do one more round of dough strengthening. Again, I'm just choosing stretch and folds here. You could do coil folds if you prefer, something more gentle. But our goal here is just to get a nice, smooth, strong dough. Here's what the dough looked like when the bulk fermentation is done. It's nice and bubbly, it's jiggly when I shake the bowl, bubbles all around, nice and aerated, just beautiful. I like to kind of loosen it from the side so it doesn't just fall out and kind of stretch a lot. When you stretch it, it tends to disrupt the gluten strands. So being as gentle as we can getting out of the bowl is preferred if you can help it. And I like a little bit of bench flour for this one because it is a little sticky. Very gently stretch this into a rectangle shape and then visually divide this into thirds. Fold over the right side and then fold the left right over that and then roll this log towards you. Again, being very gentle. Don't like manhandle the dough. We want to try to maintain the bubbles and the airy quality of this. Then we're going to pop it into a floured banneton and stitch that seam closed. You can kind of pinch the edges closed before you put it in the banneton. I'm not sure why I didn't do that, but either way, we want to make sure that everything is kind of pinched together. And I felt like this needed just a little more time to puff up just a little bit more. So I covered it and left it on my counter for about 30-40 minutes. And then I felt like, okay, this is filling the banneton like I like. It was a little bit more puffed up and I put it in the fridge overnight. Here we are the next day. I like to crumple up my parchment and actually wet it a little bit. That adds just a little extra steam into the Dutch oven, which can help with blisters on the outside if that's something you like. I turn it onto my wet crumpled parchment paper and score it right down the middle. You can do fancy scores if you want, a side score, score at an angle for an ear if that's something you like. I just did very simple. I thought my Dutch oven was peeling on the middle, but it was just a water spot. Whew. Okay, we're covering our loaf and baking it at 450 degrees. I do convection. If you're not doing convection, 475 is probably better. For 25 minutes, uncover it and stick it back in the oven for about 10 more minutes or until it's nice and golden brown. The target internal temperature we're looking for is between 205 and 210 degrees Fahrenheit or 96 to 99 Celsius. Gorgeous. She's beautiful. Once again, kitchen's a mess. I'm not done up. I don't have the audio. You know what? School starts on Monday. We are in survival mode. Yes, there's a TV going. I'm very sorry. But even in the midst of chaos, we still have bread. This is a 20% whole wheat sourdough bread. I love putting a little whole wheat in my bread, and this loaf turned out beautiful. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. Here's the squid. Oh, yeah. Squishy. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. My sourdough journey has come quite a ways. I would never have achieved this 6 months ago, so that's pretty cool. Let me get closer. There's our loaf. Smells amazing. My kids are begging me for some. Yeah. If you make this, let me know how it goes in the comments. I would love to hear what kind of whole wheat flour you use. I'm always trying different brands. A recipe like this is a perfect one to test with those heritage or more artisan, locally milled flours. For this one, I used Cairn Spring Mills. They have a whole grain espresso. It's espresso with an X bread flour. I love putting that in here. That flour is delicious. It has like this, not smoky, but like roasty flavor and smell to it that is out of this world. But if you have any other flours that maybe if you use all of it to make a loaf, your bread turns out kind of dense and just not right, use that flour in here mixed with some regular bread flour and you'll still get a soft, fluffy, light loaf, but with some of the benefits of the whole wheat in there. I just love it. It's delicious. Anyway, I guess that's it. Happy baking.